First the honeymoon, and now a weekend in the country. Your life's pretty much the pits.
Except for their house guests.
What? That wasn't rude.
You were fine up to the pits.
Actually, I've always liked that expression. You don't hear it much anymore.
Wait, Richard's usually good for a few items that shouldn't be said at all.
Jerk! This guy's tailgating me with his high beams on.
No, honey, it's just the 2 headlights.
They're those high-low kind they've got to be. Look how bright they are. Jerk.
Fred tells me we're working on a screenplay together?
Between fights.
Vera and I basically have zero respect for each other. So we figured we'd be partners.
Why do people do this?
Wow, he is pretty close.
We could be telling him, for God's sake. But here's Route 8, so... Fuck, terrific.
Maybe you are telling him.
Sweetie, don't let it bother you.
Personally, as an actor, I am perfectly fine being bathed in light. But it only seems to happen in the backseats of cars these days, which is why I've been introduced to writing a screenplay.
Down, Simba.
Just getting dangerously close to self-pity, am I? What the hell, that's what weekends are for. So how come you're still Baumgarten?
Here we go, off to the races.
Am I being rude?
No.
Then what's the deal? You're just not a Barnes kind of gal?
I married Fred, not his name.
I was wondering about that, too.
Why don't you ask her about her last pap smear while you're at it?
What does this idiot want?
What any idiot wants, probably. A no-brainer job, a comfy den, maybe in the country, and a wife to bore.
Have you ever been married?
Not to the right person.
Either time.
Well, hell, all the keepers end up with Freds.
If they're lucky.
Or they figure that's as lucky as they're gonna get.
Christ, you met the woman less than 2 hours ago. Can't we keep the conversation neutral until we get out of Connecticut? Talk about the weather or pets.
How about bad movies? We can all agree on some of those.
Beautiful day, wasn't it? Saw an Airedale outside City Bars with a parrot on its back.
What was that one called? Oh yeah, Dying Zizi.
You saw that? God, nobody else did, not even the producer.
Vera!
Dying Zizi, sitting through it's impossible.
Oh, gosh darn sadists.
And you figured that was as lucky as you were going to get?
Jesus, God.
We've still got company, huh?
Chill, Freddy, you're getting that old I'm a goner look. Trust me, I've seen it every week for the last 2 years. But your hubby's a terrier. Mark my words, the day's gonna come when he does beat me at racquetball.
Then what do? Find a new partner?
Hell no, I love Fred. He's everything I'm not. Polite, reasonable, employed. The man's a pussycat, not to mention a totally open book. With Fred Barnes, what you see is what's really there.
Honey, forget the car. We'll get to the house whether there's a jerk on her tail or not. Excuse me.
There's a jerk on everybody's tail.
She's sure got one behind her.
That's another thing. By now, most guys would have hit the gas and lost this prig. But not Fred. Nope. He's got his own way of doing things. Which means he'd rather drive across the whole goddamn country with this moron on his butt than do it any different.
I swear I didn't want this to happen.
He must go to pieces if the magazine section is missing from the Sunday Times.
Shut up! I'm sorry, I just wish you'd shut up.
Okay. You know why people don't like me?
Absolutely.
Because they can't stand me reminding them of the one thing that I care about above all others.
Yourself.
The truth. It's too tough to swallow and too dangerous to bring up. God forbid somebody has to take a point-blank shot of honesty or something. Or an audience does. That's why the hell I'm not working.
Maybe you're just not talented enough.
That's bull crap.
Have you seen Dying Zizi?
No.
God damn it, Fred, would you please?
Oh, now I get it. You know, I could never figure out why after 40-some-odd Thursday nights of racquetball, Fred never invited me to be his new fiancé. But it just hit me. He was afraid.
Oh, Lord.
Afraid I'd stir you up and get you thinking about things best left tucked away.
Like what?
The life you really wanted.
Are all actors like this?
The ones who can't get work are.
When you were little, did you dream about growing up and finding a man who would go to pieces when he was tailgated? I don't think so.
Gee, this ought to be a terrific weekend.
You want heat, light, size, something new to reach for every day, but you just can't get your arm around it. I know, because that's how I am. But you know what the difference is between us?
She's a human being.
I'm still grabbing at the world. She's settling for that comfy den and the man who will sit.
I love Fred!
Carl, what?
And then you're all set. Because this is exactly how the ride will be for the next 40 years. Smooth and steady, and way too slow for the people with the brights.
Nice work.
Damn you!
Will you stop it?
It's them.
What, in the car behind us?
Who else could it be? Someone who just happened to take 9G, Route 8, and Marconi Road the same time I did? I don't think so.
Are you saying this car's following us?
Following, chasing, it doesn't really matter how you put it now.
You're nuts. Who would chase you?
Them.
Fred, you're scaring me. Why would people be after you?
Because of what I did.
Relax, relax. They don't stick goon squads on people. for overdue library books.
I wasn't at my Aunt Gussie's cottage in Vermont last summer. I was in Marseille.
France?
And Tangier. I was helping a friend, but something went wrong.
Christ, this sounds like something out of our screenplay.
All I had to do was pick up the package and drop it off somewhere.
A package? What was in it?
Money, maybe drugs. They didn't tell me what I was carrying.
Never told you this was some kind of regular gig?
Since 1980. No, 81, I remember, just after I got my Sears card.
Jesus.
You got paid and all?
They treated me like royalty, first-class flights, 5-star hotels, always. And after they handed me the money, they'd say, "Thank you so much, Mr. Barnes." I think that's why I kept doing it. I liked how it felt being Mr. Barnes.
Mr. Barnes. What happened in Marseille?
The delivery was supposed to take place at a bakery, the back door, in an alley. Only when I knocked, nobody answered, and I turned around and there were 2 kids standing there. They were built like a couple of Mike Tysons, but still they were only kids.
Who ripped you off?
No, and I fought back and killed one of them.
Get the hell out of here.
It wasn't a plan. I didn't hate the boy. My hand ended up around his throat, and I kept squeezing and squeezing till his tongue flopped out and his slobber was all over my sleeve. After, he dropped like a sack of sand. Finished.
This is better than our screenplay.
Wait a minute. How do you know the jerk-off wasn't just passed out?
I know.
How?
I smashed his skull with a brick.
Fred.
Where'd you get the brick?
The other kid got away.
And told his people, who obviously found these people, who found me, found us.
What's this us crap? You're the Marseille strangler.
But you're with
My
him.
God.
I think I'm definitely going to throw up.
Wait a minute. Fred Barnes, drug mule to the stars, barehanded killer. I don't believe it. This is a guy who can't win a stinking racquetball game in 2 years, for Christ's sake.
I think it could have happened.
Okay, but even if it did, we're supposed to believe that out of all the cars in the world, this one has the bad guys in it? No. Sorry, I don't buy it.
Honey, Puffton Lane.
Stop the car! Stop the goddamn car!
You'll be dead before your shoe touched the ground.
You had to keep hawking him to invite us up to the country, didn't you? Moron! Idiot!
Fred, what are we going to do? The driveway's just over this hill.
I know.
Forget the driveway. Just go! Drive! Floor it!
We'll never be able to outrun these people.
You're going to fight them?
What else is there?
That's it! Goodbye.
Crap!
You still know I love you, right? Hang on. Come on, you bastards!
They kept going.
And now they turn their brights on.